Hello and warm welcome. Today we are looking at another lead code question which is binary trees with factors. And what the question says is that given an array of unique integers ARR where each integer ARR is strictly greater than 1, we have to make binary trees using these integers and each number may be used any number of times. So this is a very important statement that each integer can be used any number of times and each non-leaf node's value should be equal to the product of the values of its children, right? So I think this is the crux of the whole statement, wherein we need to kind of create a set of binary trees wherein a parent node is always a product of its child node. So if I look at the example, right, so if I look at 2 and 4, then 2 is one binary tree, 4 is one binary tree with no children, no children at all, there's nothing here, right? And another is, so if I look at another thing is, if I look at another example, then say this is not a binary tree because 2 is not a product of 4 and 2 whatsoever is present here. But if I look on the other way around, if I have 4 and 2, then that's a binary tree because 4 is a product of 2 into 2 because I can use any integer a number of times, right? So if I look at another example, 2, 4, 5, 10. So if I look at 2, 4, 5 and 10, one thing I know is each value can be acting as its own binary tree. That means I have no children to it, so I have 4 anyways. Now if I look at the other example, right, I have 4 and I have 2. That is 1. This is one binary tree. If I look at similarly, I have 10 and I have 5. This is also another binary tree. If I look at another example, say I have so what I got now is total 6. Now if I look at another example which I have, say 10 and this is 2 and this is 5, right? This is another binary tree. So all in all, if you see, I got 3 different combinations or 7 different combinations of binary trees. Now how are we going to approach this problem? So see, one thing is very sure of is that, okay, I have for each and every value into the integer, I will have one binary tree associated to it. And if I am looking at any integer in that array or in that particular tree, if say that number is x, right, and I'm forming a parent node, then that parent node will be always x into y, where y is the another node into y. So if I'm looking at any of the integer in the array and it is formed by the multiples of the child array, then that can be acting as a binary tree, right? So what I mean by that is I'll create one DP array. Just to kind of we'll use dynamic programming here. So let me have say this is my array. Okay, this is my array. Now what I'm going to say here is, say this was say 2, 4, and this is say 8. Right? I have these three. So I'll create one array which will contain the value say 1, 1, 1 for starters, because every node will have its own value associated to it. What I'll do is I'll say, okay, uh, I'll go from here till here and I'll iterate through all the values present in it. I'm going to say when I'm at here, right, I'll have I comma j. I'll use two indexes, I comma j, where my I is say 0 to the length of the array and j is up to n, up to I. So if I am this one, my j will not go anywhere. So this is done for. This will remain 1. Now if I'm at this position, so in this place my I is equal to 1 and my j will be equal to, for starters, equal to 0, right? So if I look at this one, my 4 is a multiple of 2, right? Now if I'm looking at a 4 multiple of 2, what is the remainder remaining? So if I divide 4 by 2, I'll get another 2. So I still have 2 in the array, right? Then I can say yes, this is a binary tree, and whatever I have present, I can add it by 2, add it by 1. So I'll have 2 now. Now if I go to the next one, say this one. So when j is equal to 1, this will again be 4, 4. Then it will be of no use because now my j is equal to 1. Now let's go to the next index. I'm at 8. 8 alone is 1. So here I is equal to say 2, j is equal to 0. Now 8 is a multiple of 2. Cool. Now what is the divisor now? That is 4. So yes, I have 1. So I'll do plus 1. right? Now again I go to the 4. I have 4 now. 4 is divisor of 8. Yes, I have another 2. Cool, I'll add plus 1 more. Okay? So you understood, right, what we're trying to do? We are just looking at, you can say, whether a given number is divisible by it or not. If it is divisible, then what is the remainder? If the remainder is part of that array or not. If it is present, then take that, multiply. So let me quickly write some declare some values which will like length. Now I need to create a DP array. So since this can go more than 10 to 7, let me create that as long. So long, my DP is equal to new long length of the array. This will be my array, right? Now I'm going to create a C. I need to always fetch whether a given remaining value is present or not. So I'll create a dictionary for that, so that it's easier to kind of pick the values. So that will be int comma int. My dt is equal to new dictionary int comma int. Now I have my basic thing done. Now what I'll do is, I know that each and every value in the array is going to correspond to one binary tree. So I'm going to do what? I'm going to fill my DP array with 1. So now I know that each and every value will have its own binary tree at least once. I'll sort the array so that I always move from top to bottom. So that will be my ARR. So I'll always move from lowest to the highest, so that it's easier for me to kind of look at the child nodes when I'm moving to the parent, moving to the highest particular value. So now let's quickly run the loops. For I equal to 0, I less than len, I plus plus, and I'll run another loop which will go up till I. So for int j is equal to 0, j less than I, j plus plus. Now once I'm inside this, I'll say, okay, if my array I is percentage of array j, that means whether, because this has to go in line with your problem statement, which says that my parent node is always a multiple of its child node, right? So if my array I percentage of j, what I'll say is, what is my remainder? So int remainder will be equal to array I upon array j, right? Now I need to see whether my dictionary contains this or not, right? But before going there, I need to add the value to the dictionary. So what I'll do is, for each where val in ARR, I'll add my dt dot add val comma index. What that index will be? That index will be, say, the values of the array. So index plus plus, right? So I have everything added now. So what I'll say is, if my dictionary contains that array value or not, instead of I'm again searching for that value in the whole array, I'll just use my dictionary to look for it. So if my dt dot contains key a remainder, right? If it contains, then I need to add that to my db right now. So whatever index I'm right now, so type I plus equal to dpj into my remainder. So that will be dp of my dt. What is the value here? That will be remainder. Right. So just to take a pause here, what we are going to do here now is, so I hope you have understood this line code. So what we are doing here is, we are multiplying the remainder. So see, what I tried to do was, we are trying to find out the array is divisible by array j or not. If I'm looking at that, right, then what I need to find out is, if it is divisible, then all I need to do is, I need to multiply those values. Say if I look at 2, 4, 8, right? So if I'm at, say, at 8 index, my j is equal to 0 and I is equal to, say, 2, right? So if I look at this, my ARR I is percentage ARR j. So 8 percentage 2 is equal to 0, which is correct. But I look at the remainder is this one, right? If I look at the remainder, remainder is this one. So this will be say index at index as 1, this will be index 0, this will be index 2, right? So once I found out that, what I'm going to say is, does my DP dictionary contains that remainder or not? Yes, it contains. I have 4 being added to it, right? What I'm going to say is my current at this index, right, value will be 1 plus my I into j, what is present here, what is present here in the dictionary. So dpj at that time will be say 1, because dp2 will always 1. And what I'm trying to find is my dp at index, my array of dynamic array, what will be the value at this position. So when I'm at 4, I'll get into 2, so this will be overall 3, right? This is what I'm trying to do. Once I'm outside this, I'll have my DP, which will contain all the combinations which you can get for a given node, that node being a parent. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to create a results, right? I'm going to return results. So that is a format, but if it is greater than that, then we need to kind of return. So we have to create a long results equal to 0. What I'm going to say is, for each var val in my DP, I'm going to say results plus equal to val, but I need to return a modulo of convert dot to int 32, the modulo of results. So results percentage 1, 8, 7, right? So this is it. My DP, as I said earlier, right? This contains the set of values, or you can say the count of binary trees, which can be calculated, or which can be formed using that index as as a parent, right? So once I found out that, I need to just submit and return it, right? Let's run this through. I hope I've not made any syntactical error. Okay, got expected results.